Hey folks, welcome to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today, and I have a special co-host, Lane Victoria. Lane, welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you here.
It is good to be here.
And so you are a performer here in town, and you are at the Ball Knobbers.
Yes, I've been there since this past March.
Yeah, and so
it's been great.
We did an episode where we actually interviewed you on the Ball Knobber stage earlier. I guess it was maybe earlier this year.
Yes.
So anyway, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So Halloween is this week coming up, and there's haunted houses in the area, but then there's some shows that actually do special shows for Halloween. So if you want to check out the Hughes Brothers, they've got a show on Saturday night. But beginning next week, Christmas shows start in Branson, Missouri. And so Branson is known for Christmas, lots of Christmas shows coming up. Here's a fun question to talk about. We always, like on our show, we're always asking like dumb questions or things that make you go, But here's a question to talk about. What movie would be greatly improved if it was made into a musical? That's a tough question.
I would say Tombstone, because who doesn't want to hear Doc Holliday sing I'm Your Huckleberry?
There you go.
Either that or maybe the Rocky series or Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
You know,
I think musicals are always like different, and
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Branson reality TV show that had the Ball Knobbers actually in it? Did you see that?
Of course.
Now you weren't in that because that was before you were at the theater.
Yes.
So that was pretty interesting.
Yes. Yes, it brought a lot of publicity to Branson.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
So it's been interesting, getting to see behind the scenes of Branson Famous since being in the Ball Knobbers and getting to know the characters on a personal level. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has. We have a guest coming up. Actually, we have two guests coming up. Can you tell folks about them?
Yes, we have Katie and Matt Petersen from the Peterson Family Band. They perform over at the Little Opry Theatre, and they are awesome, and their show is awesome.
So we're going to talk to them in just a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today we are here with Matt and Katie Petersen. So welcome, it's good to have you guys.
Thank you, we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's great to be on the show.
Yeah, Katie, you were here quite a while ago,
Yes.
But Matt, he couldn't get on the show. We didn't let him on last time because he sat in the audience.
He was there to support, but yes. Ellen and I were on the show last time.
Yep. So I don't know, actually, and I'm going to divert for a second, but some guys just did a Instagram and Facebook and all that called Ellen, I Bought a Limo. And a lot of those guys actually have been in the Branson area. And so if you haven't seen that, go check that out online. That's a little side comment since we heard Ellen. But
that's true. And Ellen was very honored that they wanted to do that for her. So.
Yes. Ellen, I Bought a Limo. So anyway, they were actually in Branson as they toured the country, 48 states. And their whole purpose was to get on Ellen's show. And they actually made it. But those guys some of them were from the Branson area. Anyway, enough sidetracking. Let's talk a little bit about the Petersen family, bluegrass, and your history.
Yeah, it's Katie.
Well, so the history of our family, basically my dad was military. He served in the Air Force for 23 years. So growing up, we moved around quite a bit. We moved 8 times before Branson and had a lot of family hobbies we do to interact with each other, have a good time together at the house. We didn't have a whole lot of time to get plugged into each community we were a part of. So our family looked for a lot of stuff to do together, and bluegrass came up about 14 years ago. And we ended up at a bluegrass festival in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and fell in love with the music. And our parents got us our instruments, and we started playing together. And it was definitely just to be a hobby. And but we ended up moving to Branson in 2007 when my dad retired, and we got plugged into the music scene here. And Matt and I and Ellen graduated from College of the Ozarks here in town, so that gave us the opportunity to play bluegrass on the weekends and kept us practiced up, polished up. And then after we graduated, we got offered the full-time slot over at the IMAX, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
So that's our family history, bluegrass history, and we love what we do. It's been a lot of fun.
So someone I think just told me the other day that you guys got an award, but I don't want to talk about that yet. But so we're salting the audience. That's what we do. We salt the audience, see. But before we talk about that, Katie, it says you moved to England for a while.
That was great.
Thanks. Yeah.
Was that great because she wasn't at home anymore, or why?
Well, the ratio at the house has always been real bad. And when she left, it was just like a breath of fresh air, a little more oxygen going around the house.
For me, is what he means.
Yeah, because you're the only boy in the family, besides your dad.
Yeah, other than my
There is a
dad.
dad.
Yes. So you have 4 women in the house besides you guys.
Yeah, my dad.
Yes. So okay, back to England.
Yes. So I went there for a few months to study, and ended up studying C.S. Lewis, which I've always loved his writings. And it was definitely just a dream thing to do. It wasn't to further my education to get another degree, but I'd always wanted to go, and I worked for about 1.5 years saving up the money, and then I ended up getting accepted into the program and took the time. They let me go very gladly. And so it was a lot of fun to do.
While you were over in England, did you still find a way to play music, or did you kind of take a step away from music for a while?
So I did. I got involved with the church I was at over there, but I kind of took a step back as far as playing a lot. I got to sing in the Christmas services. So they did a lot of, they started Christmas in October, just like Branson. The streets were decorated because the school term over there ends pretty early. So they celebrate early before everybody goes home. And so got involved with Christmas music, but really it was kind of sad because I definitely went on withdrawal of playing the violin. A few times I set up my speaker in my dorm room and I played along with some songs by myself, and that was really depressing. So I only did that about 2 times.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Matt, you're the youngest in the family, right? Or no, your sister is.
Second youngest.
You're second youngest, but you're really one of the youngest performers in Branson on a stage. And what's that like? Because you guys are a young family. Like here's the deal. Most people think Branson is just old entertainers and old people. And we always try to dispel that myth and rumor that it's just that. And you guys are a perfect example of a young people performing, and you have your own show. So as a young performer, what's that like?
As a young performer, well, a lot of people don't actually get to do music full time as like a paid job, especially at my age. Most of the time it's like people like a high school rock band or just something that's like side stuff. So actually to be a full-time musician, paying some of my bills, it is really cool. So it's hard to like be able to appreciate that completely, but every once in a while I do.
Now, when you say paid some of your bills, does that mean your mom's paying some of them, or you are not paying them?
Do you have any more questions?
Let's not talk about
keep
that.
this rolling.
I was at
Yeah.
the court this morning.
Okay. I also see that you are a comedian. You're a comedian. It says right here, he's the comedian of the group.
Yeah, maybe.
So besides Branson, you guys have traveled internationally performing as well, right?
Yes. We this summer we went back to Canada for our second time, and we're going to be going in January to Ireland for our third time.
Yeah.
We've also been to Arkansas, a few of those countries.
Now, I grew up in Arkansas.
That's great.
So
Welcome to
Glad
the
you
United
made it.
States.
I like Arkansas. Arkansas is close.
It is close.
It is close. So you can't make too much fun of Arkansas, although it's okay. It's okay. So you run the business side of the group, is that right?
What? Oh, no, yeah, I do. I have recently taken over all the business, so we're going downhill. pretty quick. But no, it's been really cool. I handle all the bookings now. We do all the finances and payroll, and we have a few employees now, which is kind of a big step up.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, not them. We're all part ownership. So it's been really cool to be able, because I have a business degree from College of the Ozarks, and it's cool to be able to use some of the stuff I use in the classes directly. A lot of the classes weren't geared towards music business in Branson, but some of the stuff is definitely applicable.
Okay. Katie, it says you're the musical leader of the groups. What does that mean?
Yes. Well, like Matt said, we all have our own area of our business that we're kind of in charge of. He calls our business meetings together once a week and makes sure we're all on the same page, which is awesome. And once a week, we also have rehearsal. And if we have special shows coming up, we'll add in some extra rehearsals there. But I'm always looking for new songs and putting together the show layout. And Matt and I work together a lot on this too. But as far as arranging each song, I sit down at a piano usually and just figure out, okay, who's going to play what, where, who's going to sing this. And if anybody wants to sing a song, usually they'll bring their songs to me and we can look and see if it'll work out. But it's really fun. So I like doing the musical aspect, and my mom actually got her master's in theory way back in the day, so she will help me out if there's a really difficult chord progression. She's really good at analyzing that stuff too. So I have a lot of help, but once a week I run the rehearsals and we make sure all of our songs are coming together well. So now it's Christmas rehearsal.
So we're gonna come back in just a moment. We're gonna actually talk more about the show and more about the Petersons, and so stay tuned because you never know what Matt's gonna do. So we'll be right back.
This is the Petersons, a family bluegrass band performing live and on stage. Growing up with their dad in the military, they started playing bluegrass to keep them close as a family and fell in love with the music. Now you can see them in person performing traditional bluegrass standards, gospel favorites, and their own original songs. The sibling humor will have audiences laughing and feeling just like a part of the family. Visit petersonband.com for more information. The Petersons, Branson's Bluegrass Show.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and we are here with the Petersons, Matt and Katie. Their name used to be longer, but they've now shortened it to the Petersons. So we were just kind of talking about that off camera here for just a moment. So,
Yes, so tell us about the show this year. What is the experience that you want to give the guests? Just talk about
So this year has been a lot of fun. We actually have 2 separate shows this year. So before this year, we always did a bluegrass show with a few gospel songs added. And this year, we've added a gospel show on Sundays. So Sunday is all gospel music, still played with a bluegrass style. And then our Tuesday and Thursday shows are the bluegrass show. And it's been so much fun for us. When we started playing bluegrass together, we were in churches. And that's usually where we got our experience for performing. And it was a really good experience, very encouraging, and a lot of folks not only encouraged us, but felt encouraged by the songs and seeing a family work together. And so we've definitely been grounded in playing music together. And what we've found is the best way for us to put on a show is to just enjoy being with our family on stage, interacting with each other, and playing music. And honestly, a lot of people just get a lot of enjoyment seeing a family do something together. It reminds them a lot of when they were growing up as a family themselves. And almost every show we'll have folks come up and say, hey, I loved when this happened because that reminded me of my little sister, my brother when we were growing up, my parents. And it's kind of a nostalgia, also just encouraging for people. They like to see something good happening in the world. And our parents definitely instilled family closeness in us. I think a lot of it had to do with us moving so much. You kind of only have a few people around you to be friends with, so you're either going to love them or not. And so we ended up having a great time together, and we started enjoying performing a lot more when we stopped worrying about trying to perform. If you really just focus on enjoying the music, so the songs we pick, we love, and we think have a good message and are encouraging, and we enjoy playing them on stage with each other. So once we started doing that, that gave us the experience that we wanted to give other people. And so it's kind of just we're all about the music and very low key. We're definitely not the production show of the year. We've had a lot of jokes of the least production show because we love the music and our theater is very intimate. The people are sitting right there, and so we will talk with them during our show. You know, you can hear stuff off mic. So it's a very down-to-earth, play the music, be authentic, and enjoy yourselves. And so that's kind of the experience we want to give people.
So I heard the rumor. We talked about it earlier. I heard a rumor you guys got an award the other night. Tell me about that. Was that true?
Yeah, my sister Katie actually got the Fiddle Player of the Year for the Terry Awards.
Yeah.
And so that was big news. Well,
Congratulations.
And no, Katie, and she also, I mean, Katie's been putting a lot of work on the fiddle, and so it's well deserved. And then our family got the Little Big Show of the Year, which is an award for theaters that have less than 500 people.
Seats.
500 people that come all year, and that's us. 500 seats.
Congratulations.
The Little Big Show. I like that.
People. You can be one of the 500.
Yeah, because your theater seats. I mean, it's a small theater. How many does it seat? Whatever.
210.
210. And so, literally, if you're in the front row, you can put your feet on the stage.
Yeah, we don't do that.
You can do that though. Now.
You can do it. We don't.
And so it's a much more intimate experience than some other of the big theaters in town. Now, if people had no idea what bluegrass music is, how would you describe bluegrass music? They're very happy today.
Well, a lot of people do associate it with like a banjo or something like that, but it really is kind of more like the roots of it, of like Irish folk, Americana, all of that put together, and then
Very acoustic.
very acoustic, like nothing. You could do the same show without any electricity. So like one of our last photo shoot we did inside of a river, like we were standing in it, and it was kind of like a statement of we can do our show in the river and it would be the same, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of a cool thing. Very roots is a big word we would use. Authentic.
Yeah. Because there's not a lot of other bluegrass shows in Branson, so you kind of have your own little unique niche in Branson.
Probably a reason we're the only bluegrass show in Branson. Okay.
Folks, he is funny. He is funny.
Well, I will say, we were not big bluegrass fans when we started. We ended up at this festival. My mom grew up in Missouri, and so her family loved bluegrass, but the rest of us hadn't even listened to it that much. And the thing that made us fall in love with bluegrass is the people, definitely. So we got there, and the biggest names in bluegrass, like Ricky Skaggs, Rhonda Vincent, all these awesome people who were at this festival, they came down and talked with everybody there. You know, they just hang out. They are not, they don't have any sort of ego. They just kind of want to get to know you, and you feel like you've known them your whole life. And so not only did we become good friends with a lot of the big names there, but just everybody there, they saw a family that loved music, and we felt like it was a family reunion. And so that's really what made us fall in love with the music in the first place, is the people. And you can get addicted pretty fast when you are accepted into a community like that. And there are a lot of other families that pick bluegrass music to play because it has an instrument for everybody, and you can all just interact and have something to do.
Yeah.
And so loving the music itself came a couple years into it, and now we love the music so much. There's so many talented bluegrass musicians, but it's definitely the community that brought us in. And so bluegrass for us is a lot more than just the style too.
So not too long ago, I put on a showcase where you guys performed at this showcase, and you did it for a small group of people. But afterwards, I mean, people were just loving the performance that you guys did. And I think sometimes it's people have got to see really what you guys do, because it was a class act, it was great, and you guys blew people away in that showcase event that you guys did. The other thing that we haven't talked about yet, and we're about out of time, but you guys have done some original music. I mean, you have your own CD out, maybe you have more than one, but I know I have one CD and it's really good. So talk about that.
Yeah, we love one aspect about our Branson audience is they kind of let us do our own original music with the covers and all that stuff as well. And my sister Katie has written a lot of great songs that have come from relationships that are no longer. And a good subject.
Great songs.
Great songs. Those are in our secular show during the week. Our gospel show doesn't have any of Katie's songs yet.
Thank you.
But Anyway, Katie and I have written, Ellen has written with Katie, and so it's been really fun to be able to do our own original music, and we're always writing and working on new projects too. So.
And see, I just love that fact that original music by the artists themselves, and I'm glad that you guys are doing some of that in your show, right? I mean, you're doing some of that.
We are. You definitely don't want to do too many originals because people love hearing songs they know. I mean, I go to a concert and I love original music, but you hear a song that you're familiar with and it gets you excited. So we definitely like to do a lot of the traditional favorites, but it's been a lot of fun adding in our own stuff in there.
So tell people where they can see you, where you guys are at, and the times, and then we're out of here.
Well, you can find us at the IMAX Theater here in Branson in the Little Opry Theatre, which is inside the IMAX complex. And we play on Sundays at 2 o'clock for the gospel show. And Tuesdays and Thursdays are our regular bluegrass show. And that's also at 2 o'clock, right in there.
Okay, folks, be sure to go check them out. The Petersons at the IMAX complex over at the Little Opry Theatre. We'll be back in just a moment. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. Lane, the Petersons, you know them.
Yes, I do. They're dear friends of mine, actually.
So Matt's pretty crazy.
He is hilarious. I wish I was half as quick-witted as he is.
So
we all have our gifts.
I'd like to go see the show and see if he is that crazy in the show.
He really is, and I think he shocks his own sisters sometimes. With just embarrassing them. So
I think that'd be fun to go check out. I do want to promote a few things here for just a moment. I don't do this very often, but folks, we have our own Play Branson magazine all around Branson in over 100 locations. It's free, so if you're around town, pick it up. It will tell you all about the shows and attractions and everything like that around town. So be sure to check that out. Also, every once in a while, we'll give you a Branson tip. If you are looking for restaurants, check out the Flavor of Branson Dining Guide. This is in over, 150 locations around Branson. List every restaurant in town, and then there's about 30, 40 coupons in the back, so you can save lots of money that way. And then if you want more menus, here we go. It's called The Dish. This is in a lot of places around town as well. And if you're looking for those menus and some feature articles, check that out. And so those are a couple great resources for planning your vacation in Branson. Now, there's some big entertainers coming up in the next couple of nights.
Yes, so tomorrow night, October 26th, we have Charlie Pride and Billy Dean at the Welk Theater.
Yeah, and so Billy Dean's coming back. He's been in Branson in the past, but this is a guest appearance this year. And then we also have Jeannie Robertson this Saturday, October 27th at Andy Williams. Lee Greenwood's coming into town November 7th at Dick Clark's.
God bless the USA.
Yeah, he's that's probably one of the most popular songs in the country. I mean, it's always sung.
Definitely in Branson, but it's a wonderful song and people love it.
Yeah. And then the Oak Ridge Boys and Daly and Vincent are going to be over at the Mansion this week coming up. And then guess what? Just next week, starting November 3rd, Silver Dollar City opens their Christmas season there. So that'll be coming up real soon. Thanks for watching. If you need any help planning your Branson vacation, be sure to go to ibranson.com, or you can call those folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN. And thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Gift of Lights, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. This year, discover new LED Christmas displays and an amazing new tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Santa loves these lights and will be there many nights. Branson's Gift of Lights is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane. Open nightly through January 1st. Visit bransonlights.com for more info.